Hi, this is the third and final installment in a series on parenting adult children. But it's not just for parents. It's for anybody who has somebody in their lives that they influence or mentor or provide guidance for. And in this video, we're talking about saying goodbye to people that we love and setting them up for a future life of success once we're gone. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, stick around. We're about to get right into it.
Yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be. And all the dudes are trying to score like.
So hi, I'm Mona. Welcome if you're new, and thank you if you're returning. This is a channel geared towards everything beauty and lifestyle for the woman over 50. And this video is in collaboration with Melodie from Melodie MC. And if you have not met Melodie or gone over to her channel, please do so. I'm putting her name here, and I'm going to drop her channel link in the description. She is wonderful. She is filled with wisdom and a way of looking at the world like nobody I've ever seen. And she inspires me every day. She is 20 years older than me, and her children are double the ages of my children. And she sees things from a different perspective, and she has some different experiences. And I would love to know what she thinks about this topic for sure. So be looking for her in the comments as well. I have children, 3 sons. They are 28, 25, and one will be 23 on April Fool's Day. So happy birthday, Seth, to my baby boy. My children are everything to me, like most parents. And you don't have to be blood to have a special relationship with someone else that you want to see thrive and flourish and do well. But I know that at almost 52 that I've lived more years than I have left. Now, we're not doing a gloom and doom video, but this is an important video. We're talking about how I want my children to remember me, what I want to leave them with, and I don't know if this is going to be my last YouTube video or not. We're going to talk about that too. So it's important that I have something memorialized, so to speak, that they can tune back into one day, if necessary, and hear some words from Mom when she's not here. So I love them with all my heart. I have not been a perfect parent. Like most of us, there was no handbook. Yeah, we had a Dr. Spock baby book. There are things on the internet. But there's no real primer on how to be a perfect parent. A lot of it is trial and error, unfortunately, and learning from other women and men who have done it before us, learning from our parents or from examples. And I've tried to do that, and I've tried to do the very best I can to not only love them and make them feel cherished and appreciated and valued and recognize how important they are not only to me but to this world and what gifts they have to give to others. But I have failed at times. I have failed as a mom. I have failed as a wife, as a daughter, as a sibling, as a cousin, as a family member, as a community member, as an employee, you name it. I'm sure I've failed at it at some point. But what I will say is that I don't give up. That every day I get up and I try to do better than I've done the day before. And I think that's all any of us can try to do. We're going to fall sometimes. It's how we get up and how we regroup and how we try to do better, be better, grow, learn, evolve. Every day that we're on this planet is another opportunity to do just that. Grow, evolve, learn, be better. So I want to model those behaviors to my children while I'm still here. We talked in the last video about not giving unwanted advice. I still think bite your tongue is great advice. However, we can lead by modeling behaviors that they can see what we do. We need to walk the talk more than we need to talk it. We need to do it. So they need to see when I stumble that I get back up, They need to see that when life throws us curveballs, that I don't just go under the blankets and curl up and go to sleep and not come out. That I face things head on, that I take the problem, the adversity, the situation out on the table. I look at it and I say, okay, I didn't choose this, I didn't create this, or maybe I did, but I can't control that it's here now. But what can I control? How can I react to it? How can I chart a better path going forward? And if they see me making those good choices now, then hopefully they will learn by example how to handle all of the lemons life gives us and make lemonade with it. Because life doesn't get any easier as you get older. It's just different things on different days. From the time I can remember until now, life has given adversity, anxiety, stress, job losses, job changes, loss of people in our lives that we love. And the older I've gotten, the more people I've had to say goodbye to. And I know one day my time will come where they have to say goodbye to me. I want them to be left with the ability to live a full, happy, productive life. That's what we all want for the people that are in our lives, right? That we might leave behind. So what I've chosen to do, and what I thought you might like to do yourself, is get a journal. So I'm getting a journal for each one of my sons. And their names are on it. And they will know where that journal is. They will know where to find it after I'm gone. And I will protect it like the cherished item that it is. Because within the walls of that journal, within those pages, will contain my favorite quotes, my favorite poems, my favorite scriptures, my favorite verses and sayings, things to uplift them, things that have carried me through the darkest periods of my life. And it will also contain some what ifs, or what would mom say? What would mom say if a relationship ended and I was hurt? What would mom say about a family member who hurt me? What would mom say about craziness in the world when the world is a mess and when it's a scary, dangerous place? What would mom say about you fill in the blank? So I want to say some generic things about that for them, but I also want to include some specifics. So the times when things happened and I handled them well, and what they can learn from that, and things that they might want to repeat because it led to good outcomes. But I also want to include the honesty in the areas that I failed and say, if I could go back and do this differently, this is how I might have handled it. And maybe if you come across this situation in your life, that you might want to handle it this way. And I want to leave them with thoughts and memories of things that I might have not said out loud, like how much I love them. I hope I say that enough, but we can never say it enough. But did I give them credit for all the beautiful things that they did? Did I tell them thank you for all the times that they made my life better, or that they made someone else's life better? Did I tell them how proud I was of certain accomplishments that they made? Did I cover those things? Every chance that I'm alive, that I wake up, that I get up, is another chance to say the things that need to be said. But sometimes saying them out loud is hard, and writing them down is easier. Where did I learn that? I learned that from one of my mentors, my Aunt Sherry. She says, if you can't say it, write it. Sometimes it's easier to write it, and sometimes it's easier for them to read than for them to listen to, because they can choose when they read it. You're not forcing information. You just have it there for them. And hopefully one day after I'm gone, they'll want to see some of the things that I had to say to them. And hopefully that won't make them sad, but that it'll make them happy. And that it'll make them feel like I'm with them. And they'll know that I'm still with them even though I'm not physically here. So I know that life is not promised. And I hope I have a good long life left to live. But at almost 52, we know that at some point, life is a terminal illness and I won't be here. And so I want to leave this legacy. And I thought it was a good idea to share with you because maybe you might want to do the same. And in the meantime, I'm just trying to show them how to be a kinder person, how to love more, how to be kind to the people outside, how to stop and talk to people in the store, how to thank people for opening the door, thank people for the good things that they do for me, help where I can. When someone's hungry, I feed them. When someone needs shelter, I try to help them get it. I can't help the world, and we can't save the world, but we can start with where we can reach. And I try to model that every day. Every day. And that brings me a little bit to this channel and whether we're going to continue this channel or not. And I'd really like your feedback on that because I had a comment the other day that really hit home. One of the viewers said, I like you, but I don't really enjoy your content. How much makeup can one person own? And I guess that's true. You know, that's been my niche. Not because I'm superficial or because I'm so into makeup or I have to look just so. I mean, I've had no invasive procedures. You know, these eyes could use a lift. These could use a lift. I could probably use some Botox up here, but I haven't chosen to go that route because although I want to look my best, and I do believe in aging the best we can, I don't believe that wrinkles are a bad thing or that the fact that we're getting older is a bad thing. I think that we can do the best we can at any age and still rock it without artificial things. Although I'm not judging that, it's just not my choice. So I'm not that superficial, and you may find me in sweatpants or in no makeup on any given day of the week. You might even find me here with socks that don't match. True story. So I am not this glamour girl, but I have enjoyed getting to know the mature beauty community. Why? Why do I have this channel? Because I wanted to connect with women my age who were going through some of the same things, and I've accomplished that. I have met some of the most wonderful people. And just like I don't want to say goodbye to my children, I really don't want to say goodbye to you either, but I'm wondering if you also feel like, you know, there's nothing new under the sun with regards to makeup. I do want to show you the progress on my house still, but there won't necessarily be something to show every week. Like right now, there is a holding pattern because we had Hurricane Ida, because so many houses need to be fixed around here. It takes longer to get things done. So my outside is done. The hardy board, that cement siding that looks like real wood, is up on the outside, and I'm hoping to have it painted and the roof done this week and maybe have some things to show you with that next week. But it wouldn't be something that I would be able to show you every week until we start the inside. So I'd like your feedback. Have you had too much makeup? Are there too much makeup channels? I don't know. I'm not sure. I want to be deeper than that. I want you to know that I'm deeper than that. That although makeup is fun and playing in color is fun, and that there is nothing wrong with putting our best face forward, and that we're never too old to do that, that maybe you don't need all the makeup releases and makeup products. I certainly don't. That's why I give so much of it away. Is because I use it, I review it, because I'm looking to interact with you and meet all of you wonderful people in the comments, and some of you, many of you in real life, on the phone, via text, via email, and I'm not ready to give that up, but I can see where maybe it seems like just too much waste, and I can also see where maybe I'm setting the wrong example for my children with that, and that the money that I spend on new products, I could be giving to help a fellow neighbor or someone else who's in need. That money that I spend on a middle range foundation could probably feed one person for a week. So these are thoughts that are crossing my mind, and I would love to have your input on that. I also wanted to say that hopefully, I know my children like that I do YouTube, and I know that they support my journey, and I think that they don't want me to give up because they think that you shouldn't quit, and that's not an example that I want to set for them either. So I'm wondering, where is that happy spot? So as far as parenting and me closing out this series, I just want to say that parenting has been the greatest gift that I have ever been given. And I'll cherish it always. And despite the mistakes, I hope that they've learned more good things from me than they have errors. You know, we've had a lot of losses over the last 2 years, and so I know that life is not promised and tomorrow is not promised. And I do want to encourage you to say the things that you want to say, and that if you can't say it, write it. And that's not giving unsolicited advice, that's maybe writing it down for them to refer to when they need to remember what you would have said. The other thing is a leading by example during the present time. When a situation comes up, a job loss, a family quarrel, I want to encourage my kids to take the high road. Adversity is going to come. Life is not going to ever be perfect or easy. I want them to always know how to find the beauty in the ashes, to feel the sun on their face, to enjoy the rain falling, to enjoy every moment of life, even when things are hard. In the middle of adversity, we can still find a rainbow. We can go out and see one on a rainy day. We can see a flower blooming in the middle of cement, in the middle of a cracked cement. I've seen flowers bloom up, that they can bloom where they're planted, and that they can find the sunshine peeking out even on a rainy day, or they can enjoy the sound of the rain when it's raining. We acknowledge the hardships, but we keep going. That's what I want them to know. That we can't control everything that happens, but we can control how we move through it and make sure that we do keep putting one foot in front of the other. Because every day that we're here is another opportunity to change a life, to do some good, to help somebody else, to love more, to be kinder. And that we can do that even when we're hurting or even when we're going through something. And you know what? When they're going through something tough, and they take time to be kind to someone who has it a little worse or help out someone who has it a little worse, they will actually feel better. I think the best medicine for trouble is helping somebody else. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave them with that. And I'm going to say, when situations arise, like my husband lost both of his parents due to COVID, if any of you have been with my channel a while, you know. And first, my father-in-law passed, and my mother-in-law was still okay. And she wanted my son, one of my sons, to have his grandpa's truck. But before she could give it to him, she ended up getting really sick with COVID and passing away. So it was never in writing, even though the family knew of her wishes. And sometimes greed, when it comes to money, gets the best of people. And although you never want to profit off of someone's loss, I think that people's wishes should be carried out. I hope that people carry out my wishes after I'm gone. And it was her wish for him to have that. They decided that that truck needed to go into the kitty, so to speak, and that my husband had to buy them out to give my son that truck, even though my son did nothing to deserve that. And those are people who supposedly love him. So as a parent, I could say, talk trash and, you know, say don't have them in your life, blah, 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 blah. But I want to teach them the high road always. And I want to teach them by example how to handle situations like that. That pivot, learn to pivot. Pivot is the magic word. Learn to change course. We can't control that they made that decision, and legally they have the right to, because her wishes were never put on paper. So he needs to let go of what he thought was going to happen, what she wanted to happen. That's between them and her and their God and their conscience. He needs to pivot. Take the high road. Forgive. Let go. Because forgiveness is as much a gift to the person forgiving as the person being forgiven. And just just let that go, pivot, and move on and create a new path. And I hope that for whatever years I have left, whether it's on YouTube, memorialized for them to see, or whether it's through memories of my everyday actions, that they have seen my journey and progression from a person who was flawed and who sinned, although she had a strong faith, that she didn't always follow what God would expect of her, that she would change course as necessary. And if she said something she shouldn't have said, or she had a first reaction that was to protect them, that she regained her composure and advised them in the correct way, or set the stage or modeled the correct way. And that we never lose when we take the high road, and we never lose when we love, and we never lose when we forgive. It doesn't mean we have to surround ourselves with toxic people or toxic situations. We are free to love from afar and to forgive and hold no grudges and no animosity, and to only wish people well without having them in our circle. But we should do that. We should let go and love and be kind and forgive and give the benefit of the doubt, because we don't know their circumstance. And we should model that for our adult children or for the people in our lives who matter to us. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope that the person who said that she wanted me to open up and be more honest and not just talk about makeup, because how much makeup could I have, will find the fact that I opened up in this video a lot to be valuable. And I have some other videos where I opened up a lot too. I talked about some pretty hard attacks. SA, very vulnerable times, I've memorialized and put down in videos. And if you would go back and see, you will see that the channel is a lot about beauty and skincare, but there's a lot more to me and my channel than that. Give me your comments and let me know what you think, what you feel, what your thoughts are. Do we have too much beauty on YouTube? Is it time to stop talking about makeup and throw in the towel? Do we keep the connections and not be quitters? What is your take? What is your take on saying goodbye to our adult children? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you have other tips? Other ways to do it? I'd love to hear from you. Make sure that you go see Melodie, because Melodie is one of those humans that they're phenomenal. They're the best of the best. She is the best of the best. She is somebody you want to know in your life. Until next time, as I always say, go out and live like Mel. And that means go out and uplift others. Be a clapper, as Ashley says. Clap for other people. Be happy for their successes. Be a better person. Be kinder. Grab a hold of the day and see what good you can do. I don't know if I'll be back, or if this is my adios video, but I guess that'll depend on your comments. And I'll just leave you with lots of love from me to you, and see ya.
She lives a double life, puts on a show. What's under the shadow smile, we'll never know. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining